Good morning, MegaPodlings. Krazy Joe here. It is a beautiful Wednesday, and we got some huge movie news yesterday. Yesterday it was announced that James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 James Gunn, who was recently fired by Disney, has signed to write and possibly to direct Suicide Squad 2 for Warner Brothers. This is massive news. Warner Brothers, their DC cinematic universe, it's been a 50-50 proposition, I'd say. It stumbled right out of the gate. Man of Steel, terrible movie. Terrible movie. Not the way you want to start your cinematic universe. You don't want to come out of the gate and fall flat on your face. And that's basically what Warner Brothers did, because Man of Steel was awful. Batman v Superman, better, but it had the Superman problem. That Superman in Batman v Superman was the same Superman for Man of Steel, who was really not Superman at all. He was dark and broody and depressing, and that's not Superman. So Batman v Superman, good movie, other than the Superman problem. Well, Zack Snyder's gone. They got rid of Zack Snyder. And the DC movies that Zack Snyder was not attached to have been much better films. Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman and Joss Whedon came in for Justice League, and it was the first one to get Superman right, because Zack Snyder doesn't understand Superman. So the point is, we're kind of at 50-50. Now, Suicide Squad, that was sort of one of the more interesting films in the series, because much like what's going on with Venom right now, critics despised it. Critics hated Suicide Squad, but it was a huge box office hit. Fans kind of liked it. Not everyone liked it, but it was certainly more well received with the fans than the critics. In fact, at the time, a lot of articles were written about critics versus fans and the disconnect all surrounding Suicide Squad. Well, we've known there's going to be a Suicide Squad 2 for quite some time now, because Suicide Squad 1, no matter love it or hate it, it was a big hit. It was like the #1 movie in the country for like the entire month of August that year. I think it was 2016. Yeah, 2016. So it was big. Of course there was going to be a sequel. There's already a spin-off that's about to start shooting pretty soon, called Birds of Prey, with Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn coming back. So it was only a matter of time before Suicide Squad 2 picked up steam and started moving. There have been multiple directors attached over the last couple of years. But James Gunn, man, Warner Brothers let him go, and Disney let him go. Warner Brothers swooped him up, and that was a smart move. I think he could do a lot of fun stuff with Suicide Squad 2. I think Suicide Squad 2 has just skyrocketed in my anticipation, and in a lot of people's. Now, some people are saying it's going to be a reboot, not a sequel. Don't buy that. It's going to be a sequel, but I think what people mean is he's probably going to tweak it a little more, make it his own. I think what to expect is you will definitely, I think, see Will Smith and Margot Robbie back as Deadshot and Harley Quinn, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're surrounded by mostly new villains, because that's one of the things about the Suicide Squad. It's kind of like you can pick your team. I wouldn't be surprised if Amanda Waller picks a new team, and we see some of the same people and we see some new people, and obviously there's a lot of villains to choose from, so they can make a new team and surround them with a few familiar faces, who I think will be Will Smith and Margot Robbie as Deadshot and Harley Quinn. So gives James Gunn a lot of freedom to do his own thing, but still keep it consistent with the first film. I think it's going to be good. Now, one thing is very interesting. I didn't know about this. I just found out about this myself. Apparently, James Gunn and Jared Leto do not like each other. I was reading about this just yesterday. It's kind of fascinating. They've had like a Twitter war for a couple of years now, where Jared Leto or James Gunn loves to go on Twitter and attack Jared Leto. He's called him names. He's accused Jared Leto of being a pedophile on Twitter, which is harsh. I don't know Jared Leto, so I can't say if it's true or not. But there's no love lost between those two. So that begs the question, will Jared Leto's Joker appear in James Gunn's Suicide Squad? Now, we know Jared Leto is still attached to play the Joker because he's attached to, there's a Joker and Harley movie that's, a ways out in development, but it's in development, so he's supposed to come back as the Joker for that. So my guess is we probably just won't see the Joker in this movie. Like, I think the Joker will probably just sit this movie out. That would be my guess. I could be dead wrong. Who knows? But I would think there will be no Joker in Suicide Squad 2. I think you will definitely see Harley Quinn back, but probably not the Joker. That's my guess. So what do you think? Are you excited about... Oh, I almost walked into a huge spider web. Can you guys see that thing? That thing is huge. I almost walked right through it. Gotta be careful where I'm going. Where's it even attached to? That was crazy. So I think the DC Cinematic Universe has just been on fire. It's been on fire. They have made one great decision after another ever since they parted ways with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder got him off on shaky ground. But once they parted company, man, whew, Joss Whedon, man. They brought in Joss Whedon for Justice League. Couldn't have done better there. Joss Whedon really understands these characters. I'd love to see them lock him down for Justice League 2, which is obviously going to be quite a ways off because the first one didn't make a lot of money. They got to build demand for part 2. That's what they got to do. They got to build the demand, which I think they're doing. Aquaman, James Wan. I don't know if can James Wan do wrong? I don't know. He's a great filmmaker. He's crazy talented. I can't wait to see what he does with Aquaman. Then we have Shazam, which just looks amazing. Patty Jenkins back on Wonder Woman 2. She did such a good job on the first one. I have no doubt that's going to be terrific. Somewhere down the line, we have Matt Reeves on Batman, and he's one heck of a filmmaker. If you saw his Planet of the Apes movies, or Let Me In, his remake of Let the Right One In, actually better than the original film, which was no easy task, but somehow he pulled it off. So it's been like crazy talent over there that they've been pulling in. So we haven't seen a lot of these projects yet. Obviously, we're not going to see Aquaman until Christmas time. That's still 2 months away. But the future is looking very, very, very bright. Now, I see a lot of people who are still wallowing in the Snyder era. And I read things online where people are like, oh, well, DC's not very good. DC's not very good. And it's like, you know what? I understand where you're coming from. But you're looking backwards. Got to look forwards. He's gone. And everything that has come out since has been good. And everything that's projected for the future is looking really good. So until we see them stumble, I don't think they're doing it. I think the problem has been solved already. The problem was they picked the wrong guy for Superman. Meaning Snyder, not meaning Henry Cavill. He was very well cast. It just was he had nothing to work with. But now there's a path forward, new filmmakers, all of them good, and I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it works. But to me, James Gunn joining their stable alongside people like Patty Jenkins and James Wan and Matt Reeves, that's just a lineup of talent right there. It's a lineup of talent, and I foresee good things coming down the pike. I'm enthused. Are you excited about James Gunn directing Suicide Squad 2? We're writing it. Well, he's definitely writing it. We don't know if he's directing it yet, but does this excite you? Let me know. I want to hear. And keep wearing those pajamas.